Hey y'all, this is Frankie. I'm at my cousin's. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I am going to the RTR. I might even be going to the women's RTR, but I've done some things to get my van ready for the RTR. So in this video, it's going to be a series of clips where I show you some cosmetic work. I call it cosmetic work, what I've had done to my van. And also, let's see what else. Yeah, so you're going to see that this man actually thought I was homeless. I started crying, y'all, on some real stuff, right? And so you're going to see a couple of clips. Thank you all for watching. Please like, please subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll be trying to watch all the van or a lot of the van, RV living videos. I always like them, let them play through, and leave a comment. Anyway, here's a series of clips. Enjoy. Take the joy route. See me, huh? Let's see. I guess if I can put a flash on. I don't know. Let's see if this works. Alright. Hey, y'all. This man just stopped me. I was cleaning out my van. And he was like, "Are you homeless?" And I was like, "No." And he was riding a motorcycle like with somebody who looked like his grandson. And they didn't have on helmets. And I'm just sad because I'm not homeless, but I'm living in my van and I have money and I have family. But what if I was homeless? I mean, he just rolled up on me and asked me that question. And but I was putting like just fooling with my bucket. I never used a bucket, but I always just I keep stuff in it, like just Lysol wipes and all kinds of stuff in there. But anyway, he just stopped me, and that was kind of crazy. It just threw me for a loop. My cousin's been waiting on me for like, I don't know, forever. She's ripping and running. But I don't know. I just felt sad being asked that question. Am I homeless? I don't know why, but this van is a mess, though. It is a hot mess. This van is a hot mess. But yeah, so I'm thankful, but I feel sorry for people who are, because, and then I said no so quick. I was like defensive, and he was like, "Well, I'm not trying to be rude, but I was going to help you out if you are." And I'm like, "I don't need help." So yeah, all right, signing off. I'm still taking the joy route. This is Frankie. Hey guys, this is Frankie. Hey everyone, not hey guys. And so I want to show you this side of my van that's hit and scratched up and dented. And I'm showing it to you for a reason, because I am going to get that dent fixed. I'll explain why, I'll explain the cost and all that good stuff, and why it's important to me to get it fixed. Some of you might think it's a little costly for this van, but this van runs really good. I went and got it checked out. I paid for an inspection, but I had 2 people look at it prior to that anyway. But I went and paid for an official inspection, and I just need some tires. So I'm going to show you this dent really close up, because the next time you see this puppy, it will be fixed. Before I show you all the finished van, my van after it's been fixed, let me give you a few updates. First, as you can see, this is my van. This was a few months ago. I was at a junkyard and I wanted to get my front seat removed, the passenger seat, so I could have more room in my van. And so, there are people at the junkyard that are just waiting to do repairs or, just little odd jobs. And I found this guy, and he removed my seat. I think he removed it for $15. Another guy had told me he would remove it for $40. But anyway, he was very nice, and he removed my front seat. So that's one update I've done to my van. So what you see in here is a bumper I purchased. I had to go a very long distance to get this bumper because nobody had a white color bumper for a Dodge 99 Caravan. And at the time I was with my ex, and he told me it was okay to get this fender and that he could use Bondo to fix this. Well, long of a short story, Bondo could not be used to fix his bumper, nor did my ex fix the bumper. So I wasted a lot of time and money going to buy this bumper and just listening to him. So, and also more recently, I put an ad on Craigslist, and I had one scammer after the other. Everybody that contacted me on Craigslist, they had different excuses. They gave me different prices, and some of the prices were very reasonable. But okay, let me tell you what one guy did. One guy, I went to meet him, and he said that he couldn't use this bumper that I had, and that if I would let him hold $20, he would search everywhere for a bumper. Well, I gave him $10, and I thought, I said, well, maybe he'll do the right thing, and if not, then maybe he needed that $10 more than me. And then another guy, and I wish that I felt like editing my videos more because I had the text messages, but another guy, he kept saying, okay, so you need your heat fixed, and he had the wrong person that he had talked to on Craigslist. Then he texted me one day late in the evening, and he said, hey, can you meet me somewhere to look at your van? Now, mind you, it's like 10 o'clock at night. So that's one story. Then another guy, I was supposed to meet him. He said, oh, I got a garage. I can fix your van. I can fix your van. And then I said, well, what's your address? And it was somebody in the background. And he turned to the lady and he said, well, what's your address? So he didn't even have a house. So I'm just warning everybody to be careful when you meet people on Craigslist. Also, I had met a guy on Craigslist, and he was going to do some carpenter work in my van. He told me to meet him at Home Depot. He was going to do some carpenter work and also fix the bumper. And he told me to meet him at Home Depot. And he said to put the bumper in my car. So I dug this bumper out of my cousin's basement, and I went to meet him at Home Depot. He didn't show up. So I've just had one bad experience after another on Craigslist. I'm not at all naive. Not only am I I got a lot of, sense, common sense, book sense, so I'm not naive, and I wouldn't have went to anybody's house alone. And if I was alone, I would meet someplace like the guy told me to meet at. We were going to meet at Home Depot. So I'm very aware that you need to be cautious. You need to meet at a public place, and if possible, take somebody with you. I was just trying to cut corners, but what I found out is when you cut corners, you wind up spending a lot of time and money. So here is a picture of my van, and as you can see, this left fender on the driver's side is dented. I found another guy on Craigslist, and he came out. He said, I can knock the dent out and I can paint it, and this is what he did. This is a horrible job. And I also, when I purchased the van, it had scratches on it. So it had this dent and it had scratches on it. Now, let me zoom in just a little so you can see a little bit better. So as you can see, it was a really big dent, and this one guy again that I found, he hit the dent out and he said he could paint it and make it look like new. Well, this is what he did. Does that look like new to you? Also, as you can see, this van has scratches. Now, I've shared the story in one of my videos that I bought this van from a car dealership that was near the place where I used to rent a room. And I was actually taking my truck to be repaired, and I saw this van, and a person came out. This van was on a lot. It was a new car dealership, but you know how people trade in their cars, and the older cars are like in back of the dealership. So I ended up paying, I want to say $1,700, and I know you're probably thinking that's a lie, but this van has 78,000 miles. It also had one owner, which was a local news station, and I had my ex, and I took it to a shop. And more recently, me and my cousin, we took our cars. We paid for complete inspections of our cars, of my van and of her truck. We wanted to make sure for the winter that our vehicles are running really good. the mechanic gave us a rundown on both of our cars, and what he came back with is that we both needed tires, and I guess he gave her one other thing that she needed, but overall he said that my car was in excellent shape. And again, if I felt like editing and taking a picture of the receipt and crossing out my name or shading out my name, and or not name but my like personal information, I would show you. But when I went and got this car, so long of a short story, I went and got my van fixed from a professional. When I took it to this professional body shop, I asked him how much he would charge, and he came back with like almost $700 to fix this fender. And I was like, no way. I told him, I said, this car hasn't been in an accident, or I wasn't in an accident. I don't have any insurance money. I'm paying my own money. So he took the VIN number down, and I guess he went in and looked to see if it had been, if this owner had had an accident. He came back out like, okay, so you're paying cash, so I'll do it for 400. So look at the bumper right there. I mean, not the bumper, but look at the fender and look at the scratches. He said, I'll even touch up your scratches on the van. And I'm like, okay, so I'll do it for that price. I thought that was a good price. Now you might be saying to yourself, why would I spend $400 on this van? My ex and also his brother, they told me, they's like, you just drive this van with a dent. And I told them, as a woman, I said, this is my home. And I said, I do not want my home to have scratches and to have a dent on it. I don't mind that it's an older model van, but I don't want to be mistaken as the guy mistake that I was homeless. And I'm not taking anything, saying anything against people who are homeless, but I'm houseless, and I want my van, just like if something was wrong with your house, if the roof was, or your house needed to be painted, you would get it done. And I want this van to represent me, or I want to feel good in my home, and I don't like pulling up with scratches and a dent on my van. I know it's an older model van, but my grandmother, who I named my van after, her name was B. B would say, if you had on a good pair of shoes and your hair was combed and your clothes were neat, people wouldn't talk about you. Well, that wasn't entirely true, but I feel like with a van, or I feel like with a car, even if you have an older model car, if you keep it clean in the inside, the outside doesn't have any dents or scratches, it's decent, and I'm okay with that. So I'm going to show you the van in a minute, the final look. First, I want to show you my pumpkin that my cousin made for me. You'll notice that it says Van Life, and I thought it was so cute. I bought her kids some pumpkins, and every year she colors pumpkins, or not colors, but she doesn't carve pumpkins, but she paints pumpkins with her kids. And so I bought them pumpkins, and because I love, pumpkins as well, I asked her, she's quite a talent as far as she can draw and everything like that. And I asked her to make me something creative to do with van life. So she made me this lady, and then she put van life. And so I'm really proud of this pumpkin. I want to take a minute to stop and say happy holidays. As I'm recording this video, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and for me, these holidays just mean an opportunity to spend time with my family and friends. I love Halloween. I don't think about devil and witches, not real devil and witches. It's just a time for enjoyment, to spend time with family and friends. And so that's the reason why if you want to say celebrate, I'm a very conscious nomad, very conscious, very community oriented. I do a lot of work in the community, but these holidays are an opportunity for me to spend time with my loved ones. Now we're going to see the van. So I am excited. My van gets a facelift. It gets cosmetic surgery. I had a dent on my van, and I wanted to get it fixed because my house is my home, and I wanted to get it at the best that I can. And now that I've had the mechanical stuff checked out, let's see my van. Let's see it. We are headed in there. I don't think it's outside, and if it's not, I'm gonna have to. So here's the body shot that I got it in, And again, I paid cash. This wasn't an accident. The van had the dent in it when I purchased it, which is probably why I got the deal. Take the Dre route, I'll be back. And let's look at both sides. I got this side fixed. This nice man at the shop fixed my van. So let me go around it and see. As I shared with him, I was not in a car accident. I just wanted to get it cosmetically fixed. I'm sorry if I'm shaky on the van, but this was the side. What side? Well, I don't even know. Oh, okay, so it was this side.
You can't tell the difference?
Who? I don't know what side.
I'm not doing my job then.
Say, well, I can tell the difference. Let's see. Do we look good? Tony thought it was the other side.
Nah, I thought it was this side.
Did you? Okay. So what you think, Tony?
I think it was good, but this part doesn't look.
Well, that's the bumper. That's a totally separate panel. She just wanted the fender fixed.
Yeah, but
and then I painted your door for free.
What door? Oh, okay.
Remember,
so you painted the door.
all tore up.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's better. I like it. I like it. I'm satisfied. I got your money. What you mean, the fender? I know, right? Then we're gonna have to go do something. She said I should have got my fender painted.
Which fender? That we did paint.
This part up here.
You mean the bumper?
The bumper.
Yes, the bumper.
Okay. Before I wish everyone an official happy Thanksgiving, I want to say the body repair shop guy, after he fixed my van, he said that I need a strut tower. He said that the Dodge Caravans are known for the strut towers going bad. And the strut tower, I told him I had just had a complete mechanical evaluation. He said, well, the strut tower is not a part of the mechanics of the car, so to speak. It's a part of the body work. So no wonder a mechanic wouldn't tell me about the strut tower. He said that would be $800. But I'm going to save that for another video. For now, I want to wish you good people out there in van life land, and nomad land, and RV land, and driving in your rig land. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. And even if you're one of those people that say, I don't celebrate, we all have something to give thanks for. Since I've been in my van since July, what was it, August. There have been some highs and there have been some lows, but I'm still joyful. If I had not started this YouTube channel, if I had not taken a step to move in my van, planning to go out west for the women's RTR and the RTR, if I had not done those things, I feel like I've challenged myself. I've met some great people. I don't have a ton of subscribers. By the way, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and like, and tell us what you're thankful for. What are you thankful for? And so if I didn't start this stuff, I wouldn't be meeting new people from all over the country. I'm so happy to be like interacting, talking to people who are subscribed to my channel, but they also have a channel and I'm subscribed to their channel. And I'm so happy to support them and watch what they're doing out there in van, RV land. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Share what you're thankful for in the comments. And I promise you all, in the new year, when I go out to the RTR, I'm going to get with some people and I'm going to bring you all better quality videos. But for now, guess what? Take the joy route. Take the joy route. Happy Thanksgiving.